Hi everyone, it's Laura here for Cloud9 Crafts, and today I'm sharing a Halloween themed Lawn Fawn Reveal Wheel cards, including sim sets like Pick of the Patch and Costume Party. Today I'm also announcing our brand new challenge. This time we are challenging you to make a Halloween inspired creation for a chance to win a €20 gift certificate to Cloud9 Crafts. All you have to do is make a new card that fits the theme and then post it on social media by tagging us at Cloud9 Craft Store and by using the hashtag C9CraftsChallenge. So good luck, and without further ado, let's get started on this card. As you can see, I already started coloring. I stamped my images on Trenzo type perfect coloring paper, which is a new cardstock that Cloud9 Crafts sells. It's new in the web shop and I absolutely love it for alcohol marker coloring. I stamped my images on this cardstock using Memento Textile Black ink, and now I am coloring them with Copic sketch markers. I'm using different Lawn Fawn sets, including Pick of the Patch, Costume Party, Spooky Village, and Happy Halloween. For my Copic coloring, I like to start out with my lightest color to add a first base and just to get those colors moving a little bit easier and to make the blending a little bit easier as well. Then I use my darkest shade, then I use a mid-tone color to blend that out, and then finally I go back in with my lightest color to add some more highlights and to blend everything together. Sometimes I tend to overblend and then you don't see any contrast anymore between the darkest color and the lightest color. So I definitely have to learn to stop sometimes and just to leave my colored images alone for a while and then come back and then see if I have to do any more blending. So I'm using some shades of orange, yellow, and purple, then also some gray for my little witch over here. So I'm definitely sticking to the traditional Halloween color scheme this time. For her hair, I'm using E27, E57, and then E55. And then this is something that I have never done before, but I am actually going to do some tip-to-tip ink Copic coloring blending. I think that's how you call it, tip-to-tip blending. So basically you grab your lightest marker and then you kind of dab that on your darker shade, and then you will have kind of like this mix between your light color and the other color. So it just makes the blending a little bit more easy, especially when the contrast between those two particular colors is big. So I hope that makes sense. For the little boy, I'm using E35, E33, and E31. Then for their skin, I used E50, E0000, and then some other color I already forgot, but I showed all of the colors on the screen, so you can purchase all of these markers at Cloud9 Crafts because they just recently started selling Copic sketch markers. Alright, so now I'm going to create my reveal wheel window. So I have my reveal wheel card die and then the little pick of the patch add-on, which fits in just like a puzzle piece. And then I am running that through my brand new die cutting machine, which is a Gemini Junior. I like to kind of switch the plates a little bit, so I don't do it exactly like they recommend in the little booklet. So I have my clear cutting plates on the bottom, then I have my cardstock with the die on top, the cutting edge facing down, then I have my magnetic shim on top of that, then my clear plastic plates, and then finally another clear cutting pad. And then you just plug your machine in, you press the power button on, and then you can just feed that through your machine and you don't have to turn a handle. The machine basically does all the work for you, so that's just really awesome. I did some partial die cutting because I wanted the bottom portion of my reveal wheel card, and then I used a curved border die from Lawn Fawn. It's from the Simple Stitched Hillside Borders die cut set. I'm going to add some color to that using Twisted Citron and Mode Lawn Stress Oxide ink. I added the Twisted Citron first, and then I am going in with a little bit of Mode Lawn on the top. Then I'm going back to that Twisted Citron just to blend everything together and to create a really nice gradient. So I'm always switching back and forth between these two colors. Then I am using some green watercolor paint from the Zig Kuretake Gansai Tembi watercolor set. So these are 36 watercolors, and lately I've been loving them so much. I've had this palette in my card making stash for a really long time, but I recently just rediscovered them, and I really love to use those colors to add paint splatters to my cards. For my reveal wheel cards for the background, I'm using Wilted Violet and Seedless Preserves. These are two gorgeous shades of purple, and this combination just screams Halloween to me. I absolutely love it. So as you can see, I'm also just switching back and forth between these two colors to get a really nice blend and to make sure that you don't see any harsh lines. By the way, fall is my favorite season. I just love the cooler temperatures, I love the changing colors of the leaves, and I also really like Halloween, even though we don't really celebrate it here in Belgium. I do like to buy some Halloween decoration for our house, and of course I also love to make Halloween cards. Now that I'm finished with my ink blending, I'm going in with these watercolors. I am using 4 different colors. I'm also using this beautiful clear sparkle, and I'm just mixing that with water and just adding the splatters all around the background to create a really cool effect. And I think that this really makes a difference on your cards. It just really adds that extra touch to your backdrops. Over here I have my stitched little wheel from my Reveal Wheel die cut set. I'm using this stencil because this makes it just easier to stamp the little faces of my pumpkin. I'm using this Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink, which is a really nice black ink. I recently discovered it, and now I'm just kind of experimenting with it. Next, I am grabbing this tiny little wheel that I die cut from white cardstock, and I am going to put a brad through the back of that wheel base. There you go, because this is the base of our reveal wheel card, because you need this piece to make your reveal wheel card function. I am going to adhere this green border to my Reveal Wheel card background using my ATG from Scotch, and I'm also going to adhere my little pumpkin over here from the Pick of the Patch Reveal Wheel add-on that I could set from Lawn Fawn. I use my Lawn Fawn glue tube and my tweezers, and as you can see I kind of tap off any excess glue so that it won't ooze out of the little corners. Then I can position that perfectly, and now I'm going to go back to assembling my Reveal Wheel card. I'm applying foam squares around the little brad. These are foam squares from Scrapbook Adhesives. And then I'm going to line that little wheel up until you don't see those embossed lines anymore. Overall, the stencil, the embossed lines, and all of those extra little things just make it so much easier to make this interactive card. It's one of my favorite interactive cards to make because it's just so easy and quick. I die cut the spooky fence border from Lawn Fawn, and I'm going to prep that using my powder tool because I'll be doing some heat embossing. I'm grabbing a sentiment stamp from the Costume Party stamp set from Lawn Fawn, and I'm going to line that up using my Misty tool from My Sweet Petunia. I'm inking up the sentiment using Versamark ink, which is a sticky ink made for heat embossing. Now that I stamped my image, it's time to sprinkle on the embossing powder. This is opaque bright white embossing powder from Wow. It's my favorite white embossing powder out there because it's really crisp and it's like a true bright white. It's not an offset white, it's like a really bright white. Okay, so now that I have my embossed sentiment, I am going to adhere the front of my reveal wheel to another reveal wheel card base using the same foam squares that I used around that little brat, remember? I'm also using more foam squares to adhere all of my images to my cards, and I'm also going to use some more of the Lawn Fawn glue tube to adhere those small little details here and there. Before I finish off this card, I need to do some more heat embossing. I die cut a black stitched rectangle from the Lawn Fawn large stitched rectangles jacket set out of black cardstock, and then I'm heat embossing a sentiment that says "Turn Me." This is from the Lawn Fawn Reveal Wheel sentiment stamp set, I believe it's called. Then I'm adhering my spooky fence border from Lawn Fawn on my reveal wheel cards using the foam tape from Scotch, and I doubled up those layers. I'm adhering the black rectangle, then using my ATG from Scotch on a standard size A2 note card. And of course, I'm also going in with a Crafter's Companion clear sparkle pen and a coat of glossy accents. And then I thought my card is finished, I am going to clean up my craft room, going to edit my video. But then I came back after an hour or three and I felt like something was missing. So I just played a little bit more with that background. I added some stars from the Spooky Village stamp set from Lawn Fawn. I'm also stamping some bats from that stamp set using the Lawn Fawn Jet Black ink. And I'm also going to apply some Tonic Studios glitter drops in Purple Rain, Ebony Black, and White Blizzard. There you go, that finishes up my Lawn Fawn Halloween Reveal Wheel card featuring Pick of the Patch and Costume Party. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and click the notification bell below. I will see you very soon. Bye bye!